Good morning, I don't know why it's so dark in here. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to another full day of eating. I thought it would be interesting to make this one a high calorie edition, yet with whole foods, because number one, since I started I don't really do them anymore, but when I started my Eat More, Weigh Less series, like when I first started my channel, like in 2017, which was obviously focused on weight loss, there was so many requests for how to gain weight healthily on a vegan diet. Yeah, and this subject of healthy weight gain is obviously very prevalent, is that the right word? Present for me right now, because I'm not gonna bore you again, but if you've kept up with my recent vlogs, then you'll know that I lost quite a bit of weight completely unintentionally in a very quick period of time. I mean, obviously you can just gain weight by packing in, what would be called junk food. I hate to label food as junk food, but you know what I mean. Processed foods are very easy to overconsume. But weight gain or weight maintenance, if you're someone like me that just needs to eat a lot of food in general, doesn't have to leave you feeling sluggish after each and every meal. You can do it in a healthy, gradual way, and you can most definitely do it with whole foods. And now don't get me wrong, you all know I love myself some vegan pizza, some vegan ice cream, vegan chocolate, which I pretty much eat every day. Regardless of whatever my goals are, I always like to focus on whole foods, just because that's the way I feel best, that's the way I enjoy eating. But I guess the theme of today's video is how you can get, I hate to use the word calories, I'm just gonna switch that word with energy, okay? So yeah, what I wanna show you is you don't even have to increase the volume you're eating, and you also don't even have to increase like the fat you're eating by a huge amount or anything, just by making wise switches with certain starches, different types of fruits, different types of fats and proteins. You can still build very similar meals, healthy, balanced, easy to make, nutritious meals that are a lot higher in energy just by making simple swaps. So yeah, speaking of, you all know I love to start with fruit in the morning. I don't know if you can see behind me, it's pretty dark in here. And I was just consuming, I still am consuming so many melons, but in order for me to get enough, gonna say calories again. In order for me to get enough energy from melons, then I literally need to eat like 25. And whilst I wouldn't put that past me, I can't really do that or afford that every morning, if you know what I'm saying. But I absolutely love to start my day with whole, fresh fruit. So I'm still doing that, but I'm just focusing on more energy-dense fruits, which to be honest are just even more enjoyable to eat because they're so sweet. That rhymed. So in this bowl, I have got a few diced persimmon. They are by far my favorite winter fruit. Literally, when I know I say this in literally every single video, but yeah, when I get over the lack of watermelon depression at the end of the summer, always got persimmon to look forward to. I've already had a couple this morning just on their own. So I've got a few more sliced up here. This is just a locally grown apple, locally grown raspberries. I've got about 10, I don't know, maybe 12 under this yogurt of these beautiful Zamli dates. If you have not tried Zamli dates before, I know I've told you in a video, don't know which video it was, if you think medjool dates are sweet and just taste like dessert, these ones taste like pure caramel. And it's not just the flavor, it's the texture as well. They just completely melt in your mouth. Only place I can find them in the UK is in Sainsbury's, so yeah. And the reason I'm really focusing on the persimmon and the dates rather than like starting my day with lots of melons and other fruit, etc., is because persimmon, Sharon fruit, whatever you want to call it, it's a very calorie dense fruit. I didn't actually know this until I did my OMAD experience, which I think might have even been last year, where I did that stupid experiment of only eating one huge meal for a week. But during that phase, persimmon were also in season, and I was eating, I don't know, between like 6 to 9 a day. They're very, very energy dense. I think they even have more calories than bananas. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yes, still starting my day with beautiful, sweet, hydrating fruit, but focusing more on the energy dense ones, the persimmon, the dates. I know apple and rasps aren't calorie dense, but I just love them and I eat them every day anyway. And then in the center, to bump up the protein and fat in this meal, I have got this dollop, this beautiful dollop of yogurt. This is Koyo yogurt. It's the only coconut yogurt I buy because, to be honest, it's the only one that tastes nice. If you're in the UK and you know of a better one, let me know. But I love this one. It's thick, it's creamy, it's and I actually mix that with the best, literally guys, the best. You all know I'm obsessed with the salted caramel maca Perform Vivo Life Protein. But this, my friends, is the new gingerbread spice flavor. And when I tell you that it's even better than the salted caramel, can't even tell you. By the way, it's a limited edition, So don't hold your breath, it's not gonna be here for long. And I don't even like ginger, but I'm so obsessed with this. So yeah, mix that with 1 scoop of the gingerbread spice Perform. And then, as always, a big, generous drizzle of peanut butter. Peanut butter. If you only knew how sweet these persimmon are. These things just literally take me to a different planet. I know a lot of people would just look at this as, oh, just a bowl of fruit. But no, if you add it all up with the persimmon, the dates, the coconut yogurt, the protein powder, the peanut butter, it's actually a very satiating, filling, and nourishing meal. So, would definitely recommend. I mean, you know I recommend peanut butter on everything anyway, but you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm gonna go apply to face, and I'll see you at lunch. That's a lie, I'm gonna eat before that, so I'll see you then. I'm just waiting for the oven to warm up, and guys, I'm not the kind of person to ever get myself in frame. I'm not really the kind of person to snack, but when I do, you best believe it's a good one. I don't want this video like just to be about, oh, the food I'm showing you is only appropriate for weight gain. It's not. Like, the amount I'm showing you might also be applicable for like the amount that some people need to lose weight. But what I'm showing you is higher energy dense swaps that you can add to your meals or like replace other foods with, so that you don't have to eat mountains of food to get in extra energy. So, you know what I mean? Even if your goal is not to gain like some muscle back or whatever, you can still eat these meals, they're still delicious and nourishing, and you already knew that. Generally, I'm not a snacker, but right now I just want to get in extra energy, so I am choosing snacks that I just really enjoy and can go to town with. I know what you're probably all thinking. Isn't the most obvious thing, like to gain the weight back that I lost, isn't the most obvious thing just to stop exercising? But guys, the thing is, I'm gonna be honest, that's never gonna happen. I mean, yes, I do have days off, but like as someone that has been in sport, has been an athlete my whole life, I can't, especially during lockdown, I cannot sit still. Especially with the amount of adrenaline and energy that I have. Like if I tried to sit still for 12 hours, I would probably explode, like just explode all over this kitchen. And then Jill would have to mop it all up. Do you know what I mean? And of course, as it's like lockdowns number 2, is it number 2, number 3? Who knows what's going on? I kind of know what's going on, you know, behind the scenes, but don't want to spoil anything. Obviously, as it's locked down again, no access to a gym. So the only form of exercise I'm doing now is going on my spin bike for about 45 minutes, sometimes an hour every day. Additionally to this, I just want you guys to keep in mind that whatever I show you in this video, just add on an extra 200 grams of nut butter to the total amount. And that's actually what I eat in a day. I always attack a jar of nut butter like before I go to bed. So just keep that in mind. Not just dark chocolate almonds, they are raw chocolate almonds. Also got some of these chocolate mulberries. I've spoken about this before, but mulberries are like a really special, not like, I don't actually eat them that much, but they're a very nostalgic food to me. My Persian father used to snack on them like literally 24 hours a day with his black tea. Can I get it in first time? Oh, fuck. These are hitting the spot. One really easy switch you can make. I look actually drowned in this, but I'm representing Tupac, so I'm staying true to the cause. One really easy switch you can make with your starches if you are trying to include more energy dense foods is, and this is not a mistake I've been making recently, because I know that pumpkin is like a low calorie food, which is fine, but I just became addicted to pumpkin recently and was eating it, like I was roasting up a huge tray. Me and my girlfriend, having it for like lunch and for dinner as like our main starch source. And by the way, this is not why I lost weight, because I was like under eating on starches. Like no, I've been eating like so much food, like you can't imagine. Again, if you've watched my recent vlogs, you know why I'm in this situation. It's all to do with drug withdrawal. I can't help it. But yeah, a really easy switch you can make with your starches is, instead of eating things like pumpkin, butternut squash, even white and orange flesh sweet potatoes, if you can find them, Japanese white flesh sweet potatoes, which are my absolute favorite sweet potato of all time. Didn't actually know this, again, until I put it into Cronometer for an experiment that I was doing a while back. that the white flesh sweet potatoes and the purple flesh ones are much higher in energy than regular potatoes and orange flesh sweet potatoes, which kind of makes sense because they are so dense and starchy. And to be honest, when you roast them in discs, they just taste like, they just taste like caramel. So yeah, even though I love myself pumpkin and butternut squash and I still eat it quite regularly, it just makes sense that if I want to up the energy in my meals, or if you do too, then focus on the starchier, more dense ones. And of course, grains too. So yeah, this is just a really easy tip to get in extra energy if you don't want to have to eat larger volumes of food. Stick to the more starchier, denser starches. The thing is, I love Japanese sweet potato so much, I could literally eat it for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And sometimes I do, so there you go. All right, so these discs are gonna go into the oven for about 20 minutes until they're nice and caramelized. They kind of burst, these ones in the oven. Again, these are such a beautiful starch that you don't even need to roast them in any kind of olive oil, salt or pepper. I mean, you can, and I always use salt afterwards. But honestly, just try roasting these on their own. The flavor is literally like caramel. Give me some salt, lots of salt and pepper, a little bit of basil infused olive oil, generous amount of runny liquid gold tahini, and a little bit of coconut aminos. Okay, so to go with my white flesh sweet potatoes, which are roasting in the oven, I'm making my, I don't know what page this is on in my ebook. It's not the exact recipe I'm making, but it's very similar. And my ebook, by the way, is linked down below as always, with 50 of my all-time favorite healthy, whole food, plant-based recipes. I play around with tofu so much. I have an almond butter tofu, multiple varieties of peanut butter tofu, as in different marinades I make to either bake them in or air fry them in. So yeah, today I'm roasting up a block of tofu, which is obviously a great source of protein and fat, great source of calcium as well, along with some greens. I've got broccoli and zucchini in there. Yeah, I just marinated it in some good liquid gold. I actually put a bit too much in. I put like, not even a lake, more like a, I was just trying to think, is a river bigger than a lake? I don't actually know. But whatever's bigger than a lake, it was that. And yeah, we're gonna build the most beautiful and nourishing, energy dense Buddha bowl you've ever seen. I have filled this to the brim, but I've got a big appetite, what can I tell you? So, I'm gonna put this in for about, let's start with 15 minutes. Should come out nice and caramelized and crispy. Look at how beautifully caramelized these babies are. I always roast up extra as well because there is nothing better than one of these dunked in hummus, tahini, peanut butter, almond butter, coconut yogurt even, or even just on their own. They just literally taste like caramel. Can't get enough. Another drizzle of beautiful liquid gold. All right guys, so here's the final result. Well, actually not final result. We got one addition that needs to be plopped on top. One very essential addition, and I know you all know what it is. So yeah, at the base, I've got one large head of romaine. This is one of the sweet potatoes. It's a pretty large one. I've got the other one baked up for later, just for snacking. The tofu is perfectly crispy. They're actually air fried really well, even though I kind of cramped it up. The zucchini too. Zucchini, I've talked about this a lot. I talked about it in my original unpopular vegan opinions video, that zucchini is a vegetable that I don't really fuck with unless it's nice and crispy and coated in something either like tahini or olive oil, salt, pepper. But people that just steam it and eat it that way, I don't know, like they actually need to be shot. The broccoli is also perfectly crispy. And then I've got some of these sun blush tomatoes, which I guess are kind of in between sun-dried and regular tomatoes, but they're really tangy and sweet. Some sweet corn, a good drizzle of liquid gold. You probably thought I was just gonna smother this with even more liquid gold, but what this does need is some good, creamy Hass avocado avocado, essential in any kind of Buddha bowl or salad. I honestly can't remember the last time I had any kind of colourful bowl, or even just a plain green salad, without avocado. Just can't do it. Alright, I need a bit of everything. Everything. Mate, the flavours in this bowl, I can't even tell you. You all know what's coming next. Do you know what? This is a big fuck off jar. The reason that today's nut butter review is so special is because for so many years I've always said that, I mean, it's not just my opinion, it's a fact, that you can't get a good cashew butter in the UK. You just can't. Unless you go to like some of the speciality like Planet Organic places in London where they just have like really amazing things. But in the regular kind of grocery store or health store, the only cashew butter you can get is the Meridian one, which tastes like over roasted, fishy, rancid crap, basically. I was over the moon when this brand reached out to me on Instagram. They're a UK-based brand, and they specialize in cashew butter. Yeah, so the company is called Prime Cashews, not spons at all. But yeah, really excited, because if this is good, this could be revolutionary, it could be game-changing, it could be life-changing for some, to know that you actually can get a good cashew butter in the UK. Anyways, the ingredients are just 100% dried roasted cashews. I'm probably gonna add a bit of salt in this when I make my way through it. Now remember guys, because you all know I'm about to slate the texture if it's not runny enough, but cashew butter is never gonna be as runny as something like, I don't know, just other nut butters in general, because I don't know, I don't actually know why. I think it's because is it because they're lower in fat, therefore less in oil? Yeah, for a cashew butter, that is actually pretty runny. But with cashew butter, I don't know, I personally find it very sickly. I don't know if it's because of the texture, but it's the only nut butter that I can't just like waft down in industrial quantities. So, I was about to say I haven't got any celery today, so I'm going in with a fork again, but actually going in with some cucumber. Kind of bougie. Cheers. That, my friends, is absolutely beautiful. Really clean taste. It's not over roasted. Tastes like really fresh. Actually tastes kind of like a raw cashew butter. Yeah, so if you're also one of those people in the UK that's been cashew butter frustrated for many, many years, well, forever actually, because they've never had good cashew butter in the UK, now you can actually get it. And I'll leave their link down below. But, yeah, would definitely recommend.